大家好，欢迎大家来到本期的华龙会客厅，我是王伟。3年前呢，一位60多岁的英国老人，因为在重庆勇救落水的女孩而走入大家的视野。他就是英国驻重庆总领事史云森。那么今年的6月呢，史云森将卸任总领事一职，返回英国。在重庆的这3年时间里，他有哪些感想？在推动英国与重庆以至英国与中国西南地区的交流合作方面，他又有哪些收获呢？我们今天再次走进史云森。So, hi, Mr. Consul General. Welcome to our talk show again. You need to greet to our audience at first.
你好，大家 good to see everybody again, and thank you for tuning in.
Okay, we have heard that you will leaving your post soon. So, what's your departure plan, and when will you leave to UK?
I leave very soon. I leave at the end of this month. At the end of this month, so in about 3 or 4 weeks' time. So that's the end of my posting. It's been a busy few months since Chinese New Year, actually, as I'm preparing to leave, and the next few weeks will be very busy.
So is there any wish list of you before leaving, such as some places to go or some things to do?
Do you know, I've done everything I need to do and I want to do. I've been lucky enough to live in China for a long time. I've been in Chongqing for 3 years, and I've seen a lot of southwest China and quite a lot of Chongqing. So I think the next few weeks is best spent just saying goodbye to friends and colleagues and spending time with the people that I've been closest to in Chongqing.
I remember we interviewed you a few years ago, and you said Chongqing is a dramatic city. So after living and working here 3 years, what would you like to talk about your impression about this city? What has changed?
Well, it's still dramatic. It's still hugely dramatic, and it ever will, and so I'm sure it will be forever with its mountains and rivers and everything. I think I've got to know the wider area better. You know, I think for people who come to Chongqing for a few days, it's Hongyadong and Yuzhong and so forth. But I think to be able to spend some time here and see places outside of Chongqing city. I love going to Datsu Shike. There's a fantastic museum at Dayuanshan in Bishan. Jindaxia is really great. And what I really enjoy doing at weekends when the weather allows is cycling up to Nanshan and exploring the coffee shops on Nanshan.
So during your time in Chongqing, what kind of exchanges and cooperation have been established or promoted between UK and Chongqing, or as well as the UK and Southwest China?
Well, we focus on 3 things really. One is on trade between the UK and Southwest China and Chongqing, and I can say a little more about that in a moment. I think also just having people-to-people links in sort of cultural exchanges, and also, of course, just keeping good working relationships with my government colleagues. Of course, I couldn't talk about my time in Chongqing without briefly mentioning the COVID restrictions. That's history now, thankfully, and things are much more normal. But I think what we now need to do is double our efforts to find ways of helping British companies and companies in Chongqing and Southwest China work together, because they've had some challenges over the last few years with the international travel. But we've got a duty to work hard, even harder in that area. I think on people-to-people things, I think there's a natural platform and natural desire for people in this region and British people to exchange, whether it's on art or culture or language or cooking or whatever it is. There's a fascination in the UK with Chinese culture and Chinese history. I like to think there's a lot of attractive things about UK culture and UK history which Chinese people like. And I know Chinese students are still very keen to study in the UK, which is great. And then, of course, just maintaining good relationships with government colleagues, because everything needs to be done in in an orderly way.
Are there the work-related achievements in your time in Chongqing?
I think to be able to project the UK in a positive way, I feel that we've done that, as well as we could, and I'm very proud about that. I have particularly enjoyed and was honoured to be able to celebrate the Platinum Jubilee for Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II last year in Chongqing in June, when we held a big reception dinner. That was great, and I think it was very well received.
So what about your greatest personal achievements?
I was really very thrilled, actually, to be able to ride the motorbike in the cinema in Xiaopingba for the premiere of the James Bond film No Time to Die. It was quite a weird but very memorable personal experience to be able to ride the motorbike into the cinema. I'll never forget that.
I think your life in Chongqing is very interesting.
It has been very interesting. It has been hugely interesting. Yeah. But one thing it's incentivized me to do is to spend more time on my paintings. Now, my paintings, I play with my paintings in the same way that a 5-year-old child plays with their paintings. But I do get a lot of personal satisfaction out of it, and I've done a lot of painting.
I know there is an exhibition.
There's an exhibition starting on Saturday at eCool in the north of the city, so look out for that.
What made you to organize it?
Just as a bit of fun. It was, it's foreign artists and myself, so 4 professional foreign artists plus myself. But it's just really to be able to share, how foreign artists interpret their surroundings in Chongqing and southwest China. For me, not as a professional artist, it's just sharing and let people see. If they like it, that's great. If they don't, that's great.
What I heard, the name of the exhibition is 巴士. It's a Chongqing dialect.
Yeah, so I didn't come up with that because that is very Chongqing dialect. So that was one of our friends in the artists group who came up with that name.
Do you know the meaning of 巴士?
I think loosely it just means, sort of a good environment, having a good time, sort of a nice situation.
It can describe the weather, the feeling, and the taste, both okay.
So I hope after people go and visit the exhibition that they feel 巴士.
We also hope you will be 巴士, all the things. Thanks a lot. Thank you for your sharing, and thank you for your efforts to promote the exchange between our 2 countries.
人们都说人走茶凉，但是我不会忘记重庆，不会忘记中国。